The Philadelphia Eagles make a signing at the running back position, bringing in former top 100 pick, to be specific, 2022's NFL Draft's 93rd overall selection, Tyrion Davis-Price, which has led a lot of you guys to ask some very obvious questions, right? Like, number one, Steve, what can you tell us? What do you have in terms of your scouting on this young man coming out of that 22 draft class? And then also, hey, man, what's the fit here in Philadelphia? Like, in what way does this young man fit what we need offensively? To begin with, I'll say this young man comes with a impeccable reputation for pass protection. He's a very, very good pass pro back. That was his rep coming out of college. I can't say how he lived up to that or didn't live up to it in the NFL since he's been in. With that said, I don't want people to think that you got Jordan Howard walking into the building. He's just going to completely deplete defenders coming in. However, this guy's effort. He gives effort. He's got decent size, 6 foot, 210 pounds. Like, this is a guy that comes in with a very, very good rep for being a pass protection back. And I think if you look at that role a little bit larger, put it, larger underneath the actual scope of things, what you'll see here is the Eagles are admitting they've got to get better in terms of the change of pace, third down, hurry up 2-minute offense back. Also, probably depending on how they want to style and how they want to look at this, they may be reconsidering those red zone roles, because we know that was part of the package that kind of came in here last season, right, with that third down back kind of role. They had a lot to do with the goal line. They had a lot to do with 2-minute offenses to hurry up. They had a lot to do with those third downs. However, as great as some of these guys are at catching the ball out of the backfield and presenting those matchups in open space, we struggled at times to pick up, in a 6-man protection. I mean, when we got overloaded with blitzes, sometimes our running backs just simply had bad technique and got overrun, just got run over basically, or they simply completely missed the actual call. They missed the actual protection, which is that's a problem, obviously, guys. So I think the biggest takeaway from this is that the Eagles have clearly analyzed what was going on in terms of the red zone production, what was going on in terms of that hurry up, 2-minute offense, and third down, and then kind of looked at that role and said, we're not necessarily giving up on people, but we got to bring some competition in here. Things got to get better. This is a guy that has a little bit of a reputation for being a pretty physical guy in terms of playing the pass protection here. This is a guy that I don't think is a tremendously, I wouldn't call him a contact bounce back, like where he's running in between those tackles, he's getting north and south and he's, carrying defenders with him, right? This isn't Tyler Algier. However, what I will say is that if you look at his runs above 10 yards in his college production as last year at LSU, you'll see a young man that actually was quite productive in that role. I do think there's a little too much being made about his explosiveness. When you look at runs above 15 yards, I mean, he was decent, but he's not like a top 25 guy when he was coming out of college. There's a little bit of ability there. Like I said, he's pretty impressive. Runs above 10 yards. What they call those D15 plus runs, though, 15 yards or greater. Those true, we call the impact plays. And of course, our staff defines it as 12 yards. I would say that it's maybe a little bit more complex, but there is an ability there, but they're probably making a little bit too much out of that aspect of things. However, pass protection has been undersold with this young man. I think that's a strong suit for him. And then I think if you were going to give one real critique here is we don't know much about his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. That's probably something that needs to be determined later on. And I would probably go as far to say that there will be a little bit of a drop in ability from guys that we have on staff like Boston Scott and those type of guys. Those dudes are really good receiving backs. Kenneth Gainwell is a really, really good receiving back. So this young man probably has a little bit to prove in terms of his receiving back abilities. However, in terms of his pass protection, I think we can legitimately say this is probably a pretty big upgrade, guys. That this young man is going to bring a little bit to the fold, a little bit to the table. And this is going to be kind of exciting to see how this plays out, right? This is a guy that was once thought of as a top 100 pick in the NFL. So there's going to be some upside here, right? I mean, I don't know that this is I don't think the Eagles are looking at this as the solution for the running back position on 24 season, but I think this is a piece of it, right? They're looking at bringing in competition for that role of the, kind of red zone, hurry up, 2-minute offense, and third down back roll. I think this is clearly that type of move here. All right, guys, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think about this signing. Interesting player, man. I'm excited to see this guy in pads and see what he can do, right? I mean, I don't want to make too much of a signing like this. I just want to bring the factual statements here, right? I don't know much about his ability to run the ball. I do think they're making a little too much of his explosive play rate. I do think there's some ability there, but I think they're going overboard on that. But I think they're underselling his ability to actually pass protect. That's kind of what I took away from this young man and kind of what my notes showed me that I had on him coming out of there. I will say that over the last couple of draft classes, I was really high on Dameon Pierce. I was really, really high on Zonovan Knight, came out of NC State, I think, last year. And then also I was pretty dang high on this young man here, Tyrion Davis-Price. I thought all three of those guys had potential as being pretty good third down backs, like change of pace, goal line, third down, pass pro type backs. I thought all of them had a little bit of upside there. So, all right, guys, leave your thoughts down below. I appreciate y'all. Don't forget to like and comment. And if you enjoy this content, guys, I'd love to add you to the community. Just need you to subscribe to do that. Peace. I'm out of here.